Hi again. So I am back to do a video about my birth plan with baby number 2. Um, I did a birth plan with my first one and I don't know. I don't really remember paying that much attention to it. I just knew I needed an epidural and that was it. So this time I am trying to go a lot more natural and have a lot more say in what happens than last time. So I went to earthmamaangelbaby.com. They have a birth plan template there. There's several different websites that have them. I just liked this one. So my laptop doesn't have a lot of battery left, so I'm going to do this a little bit quickly. So it just says, this is my finished birth plan, so I'm not going to go through all the options that you could choose from or anything, but just basically before labor begins, I would like to labor at home as long as possible. I definitely want to labor at home as long as possible. I remember with Logan, with my first baby, I was walking a ton and everything, and I was just so anxious to get to the hospital. Like that was my goal, was to get to the hospital. And as soon as my contractions were 5 minutes apart, I went to the hospital and we raced there and we were all excited. And then it was like, yeah, your contractions are 5 minutes apart, but you're not dilating. So if you don't dilate enough, we're going to send you home. And I remember just being devastated. And, contractions in the car are not fun. They were pretty much the worst thing. So I do not want to have to risk going back home. And I ended up not having to the first time around, but still, that is something I won't forget, is that fear of, please let me dilate so I don't have to go back home. I'd rather just labor at home. I have a yoga ball. I plan to labor in the tub. So my parents can come and get Logan, in 15-20 minutes. So I won't have to worry about that. I can just labor here, and I feel like it would be a lot more comfortable than in the triage at the hospital. So anyway, it just says I am okay with getting a non-stress test if I go over my due date. And it says I ask that my practitioner will seek out my opinion concerning all of the issues directly affecting my birth before deviating from this plan, which I feel like they kind of ask before they do anything major anyway, but I put that on there. If I go past my due date and the baby and I are both fine, I prefer to go into labor naturally rather than be induced. It says, please ask my permission before stripping my membranes during a vaginal exam, which I wanted her to today, but she couldn't. So, if induction becomes necessary, I would like to try natural techniques first. And it talks about which techniques, the breast stimulation, walking, everything else. I am willing to obviously have my membrane stripped, and I would prefer to try Pitocin rather than breaking my water first. I've just heard where when their water's been broken and they don't have any contractions, and if your water has been broken for too long, doctors say you have to deliver, so then it turns to a C-section. So I just don't really want that. I want to avoid a C-section as much as possible. So let's see. Just upon arrival, I prefer to have my partner with me at all times. There was a section for please do not allow this person. I thought about putting somebody's name in there, but decided not to. I prefer to give birth in a birthing room and a room with a shower and or a bath. And I did talk to my doctor, and she said at the hospital I'm delivering at, all of the rooms have a tub. It's not a birthing tub, but it's a tub that you can labor in, so that's good news. If available, I would like to use a birthing bed, a birthing tub, pool, or shower, a squatting bar, a birthing ball, and a birthing stool. The birthing stool, I don't know, I've seen it. It's a little bit intimidating, but you never really know until you're there what will work for you. I would like to have dimmed lights. I would like to wear the hospital clothing. I don't want to risk ruining any of mine. I would like to play music. We did that with Logan, and that was really nice. I would like to have a TV available, just for distraction. For pain relief, please only offer pain medications if I ask for them. I don't want somebody to be continually offering me an epidural. I really want to try not to get one. I am prepared to try to handle pain with these natural and alternative methods. Breathing techniques, that's going to be, well, I'm planning on this being the major technique, is breathing. Just, I've seen a couple different ones that I feel would work, and I've practiced them, and that's what I'm going to try to really concentrate on, is my breathing and just being relaxed. So I want to also use water, so the bath, or I know with back labor, I don't remember if I had it with Logan or not, which is kind of sad that I don't remember that, but I remember being in pain, but I don't remember that it was necessarily in my back, but they say the shower works good for the back labor, and I want to try massage. So if I choose to use drugs, my preference is the walking epidural. I don't want any narcotics or anything else, and I want the epidural to not be as effective as it was with Logan if I, for whatever reason, decide to get it. I want to at least be able to feel when to push and things like that. I've heard some people say that they can still move their legs. They, can roll themselves over in the in the bed if they need to, and I couldn't do any of that. I was totally numb, completely numb. So other considerations, it says I would like to be able to walk around and move as I wish while in labor. And also, please keep my door closed while I'm in labor, just because I am planning to go natural. As long as the baby and I are healthy, I prefer to have no time limits on pushing. Since I did push a long time with Logan, I don't want this time around somebody to say, okay, you've been pushing long enough, you can't get that baby out, let's get a C-section. There's no way, no. I would like to be encouraged to try the following positions for labor: squatting, standing upright, hands and knees, side lying, and just whatever feels right at the time. I just know probably not on my back, like I was with Logan. I prefer to have no episiotomy, and I would rather risk tearing unless it's an emergency. I didn't tear with my first, so I'm hoping that will continue. To help prevent tearing, please apply a hot compress, apply oil, use the perineal massage. That's what I think helped the first time around, was the perineal massage. She was doing that. We saw that on the video. I couldn't tell because I had the epidural, but I feel like that helped. And also encouraged me to breathe properly for slower crowning. If possible, please allow the shoulders and body of my baby to be born on their own rather than being pulled out. I've seen a lot of videos where the baby is pulled out, and it doesn't seem very natural to me. I'm pretty sure if the head's going to come out, the shoulder's going to come out. Unless, there's the risk of shoulder injury, but if that's the case, obviously they'll do what they need to do, but until then, we don't need to do that. My computer's about to die, but so I do want to use a mirror. I want the doctor to catch the baby. I don't want anything crazy like me trying to catch my own baby. I want the lights dimmed during delivery. I want to push on my own. I want to do skin to skin as soon as the baby's born. Everything else can wait. I do want to nurse right away. And we're going to delay the umbilical cord clamping. So that's about it. It talks about a C-section, what could happen, but I am just praying that it doesn't turn to that, so I have it in there just in case. But anyway, that's just an example of a birth plan. There's a lot more to think about than you would think. So it's a good idea to go in and just, at least, even if you don't have a birth plan that you hand to your doctor or that you hand to every nurse that you see when you go into the hospital, you don't have to do that. Just as long as you have looked over it, you've thought about what you like, what you want, then I feel like you'll be prepared. Honestly, I don't think they really look at the birth plan when you hand it to them, especially this one when you print it out. It's 6 pages. Doctors don't really have time to look over 6 pages, so I feel like they ask a lot of questions, and that's going to be the main way that they find out what you want in your labor and delivery. So if you've looked over it, you're probably going to be able to answer the questions right away. So that's what I plan on doing. I will probably print one out and have it in my hospital bag, just in case, just to have it. But for the most part, I already knew what I wanted, but there were some things in there that I hadn't thought about yet. So, and I did discuss, all of this with Michael too, and so we're both on board and ready. So anyway, that's my birth plan. I do suggest that you guys, especially if you're a first-time mom, I would recommend that you go through and you make one. So, that's it. And I will see you guys later. Bye.